One, two, three, let's go!
Hi everyone! Today I will be telling you about one of my most unforgettable and favorite memory of being a campus journalist. So back when I was only 10, I was chosen to become part of the school publication in Obrero Elementary School. I was trained every day by writing feature articles until I was assigned to do the science feature writing. When I was in 5th grade, I won the 8th place during the Division Schools Press Conference, and I told myself that it's not bad for a first-timer. But I did not qualify to join the RSPC because only the top 7 will proceed to the next level. Unfortunately, one of the top 7 participants cannot join, so I was automatically ranked as the 7th placer. Some people said that I don't deserve that spot, so I worked harder to prove them all wrong. During 6th grade, I joined the DSPC again, and this time I won the 3rd place. It was such a cloud-9 moment holding my certificate and medal on stage with my family and friends cheering on me. And then that moment became one of my most unforgettable and favorite memories as a campus journalist because I learned a lot about journalism, writing feature articles, and other essays, and other techniques that I use up until now when I write. And I was happy that I met people with the same thoughts, skills, and talents as me, and we enjoyed each other's company. We shared a lot of moments together, and of course, it teaches me a lesson that I use up until today that if I worked hard, I will achieve more in life.
Hi, my name is Kazea Alexis, and I've been alive for over 17 years now, and despite of having significant event in my life, I have some pretty random assortment of memory from my childhood. When I was going to school, my friend asked me, "Hey, Alexis, who do you like?" Why? I tell you who I like if you tell me who you like. And I'm thinking, I don't necessarily like anyone in particular. But for this transaction to go through, I guess I need to name someone. So my choices were limited to pretty much whoever was in my school. I don't know, Carl?
Ooh, I'm telling.
Oh, I got baited. And that's it. Everyone knows who is my crush, but now we are still dating. No. Thank you for watching. Bye.
And I will tell you about my journey in Manila. Back when 2018, I spent Christmas in Manila with my father. My father and I only meet once a year because he works there. It was my second time to go to Manila. As I arrived at Ninoy Aquino International Airport in Pasay, he's already there waiting for me. We live with my uncle in Sampaloc. The place there is very nice because it is close to many establishments. If I want to wander, there is a mall nearby. One day, they plan to go to Tagaytay. I have never been to Tagaytay, so I am very excited. When we arrived in Tagaytay, it's too cold and a jacket is not enough to cover the cold. At lunchtime, we ate bulalo in a famous restaurant. Their food was good and I was very full. In the afternoon, we decided to go back to Manila and we went to one of the most popular mall in the Philippines, which is Mall of Asia. The place is very crowded because it was a night before New Year. I tried Ferris wheel and many more rides. The next day, I was with my tito and he took me to different famous schools in Manila, like University of Santo Tomas, Ateneo, UP, NU, FEU, and lastly, in ADU. I am amazed of the tall and huge buildings. In my 3-week stay in Manila, I can say that it's the most memorable experience in my entire life.
Every fragment of a memoir gives us this kind of a giddy feeling. It excites our whole being every time we reminisce those memories that gives highlights on our lives. My most unforgettable moments in my life are on my 9th and 10th grade. In my 9th grade, I was chosen to be the participant of a declamation contest in a division level. It was such a pleasure to me because I am bringing the name of my school, but I am lucky enough because my mentor was great and kind. Fast forward, out of 23 contestants, I was able to win the 3rd place. It felt like heaven. It was my first time joining such competition, and yet I was able to nail it. Lastly, one of my memories that cannot be forgotten is on my 10th grade. I joined a pageant. It was beyond my comfort zone because I thought that I was not capable and confident enough to join that kind of competition. But Because of my family, my friends, and even my barangay who always push and support me, it ignites my perseverance and willingness. With that, in just a span of a year, I was able to won a second placer in my first attempt and a title of Miss House Queen in the following month. It was a nerve-wracking experience, but at the same time, it was an experience that cannot be bought with any material things. And those memories and my compilation of experiences in my life will forever be cherished. That's all. Thank you.
If you are being bullied, I would like to say that I could understand your pain to some degree. But I would also like to apologize on behalf of those who tormented you. You see, I was both a bully and a victim. I'm not telling you of my stories not about winning, about my experience, but to share with you that I understand what you are going through and to also share all of you how I cope with the pain of being bullied. Being a kid, some of my ages, by laughing and hurling insults at the negative points of others, I felt that I could fit in and finally be part of the group. Why do people say that? Because I'm lonely, no friends, crazy, nerd, and etc. I'm not a kid na makipagsalamuha or friend like the other kid. Hindi ko na sila pinapansin. Pero hindi nila alam, I was crying pag uwi ko in the house. I was crying all night because they stay with me. But when I was high school, I already have best friend, more friends, because nagbago na ako. Hindi na yung dating ako na lampa, nerd, and etc. Kaya ko na makipagsabayan sa mga kasama ko, and that's all. Thank you.
My name is Josephe Artimanel. I will share to you my saddest memory that I had. A happy family is one of the greatest blessings that God has given to us. I think that kind of blessing was not meant for me. January 24, 2017, when my mom and dad had a big fight and they separated. Later that night, my tears won't stop falling from my eyes and all my dreams for my family were all gone. I was able to stop studying in grade 10 because I've lost my inspiration and motivation to study. I learned to drink alcohol just to forget temporarily the pain in my heart, not taking care of my health anymore, and asking God why all of this are happening to me. After all the bad habits that I've done, I went back to school in order to continue my dreams and goals in life. While I'm in the process of healing, I just realized that the problem I was facing that time was just a trial to test my faith in God and a challenge for me to grow and improve myself on how to handle a problem. That's all, and thank you.
And my experience after lockdown, I bonded with my auntie, my church mate, and I did none. I was always in church. And one Sunday, I was with my mom and dad, and we were happy together to church. Papa, Dad, and one day we bonded my family in the dam, and we took a bath, and we were happy together. The water was very nice and very cold. And until we got home, Papa cooked a very tasty dish, and we ate it together. And I am thankful to God because He gave me a family that is so very caring and loving. And sometimes my auntie and I will go to farm with the young people in the church. We are happy to travel to go the mountain, and very happy because we took coconut and we were happy together and up to there. Thank you and God bless. Bye.
This is my memorable stories. When I was in high school, I have a lot of friends and also best friends, but I forgot their names. So we have an event in our school. It's Teacher's Day. Then we went to our classmate's house near at my auntie's store in Memville. So we took a ride. Then we got to my classmate's house. We went and we ate while talking. And they thought of wandering around to take a picture. And I came along and I was wandering around because it has a nice view. Then I see an imbornal on the other side. I want to sit down because I'm tired of walking. Then I sit down and I don't know that there is a badger there. So I feel and I didn't know what happened next because when I woke up, I was already at my home lying down and my father asked me what happened. So I said I feel from the imbornal. So they bring me in the hospital and we did an x-ray and there was a damage to my head. So that was my memorable story what happened in my life.
And I am a member of an organization called Order of the Malay International. At May 16, 2019, my brother called me and say that I will join our organization called Order of the Malay. And I go to the temple of the organization to sign up a form. In that day, I started to be a petitioner. A petitioner is an applicant to join Adimulay. I go through countless exercise and clean houses of a night. Day by day, I memorize a book that involved in the organization. And in May 31, I graduated or survived the petitioning method. And I am a certified or legal demole right now. And that is the memorable experience I have. Thank you.
The best memory that I will never forget is that there was a pageant at our school back when I was in my ninth grade. My teachers and classmates forced me to join the pageant as a grade 9 representative, so I joined the pageant. The day when our pageant came, I became so nervous that time because my uniform isn't dry yet and my pageant equipments were not ready, but luckily everything went well because my mom looked for ways on how to organize everything. My uniform is already dry because it was ironed by my mom, and I started to feel better because the problems were solved. So the pageant has already started, and fast forward, the awarding ceremony takes place. So the winners were called from third runner-up, and I didn't expect that I'll be fighting for the Miss Scientific title. I was thinking in that moment that it's okay for me that I will lose and take the first runner-up place, but things happened unexpectedly. I won. I didn't even know how and why. It just happened, and I was so happy, but not just me, also my mom and my classmates. That's all.
I'm gonna share to you my life in Cabaret City. So back then I was a part of my family. They used to live in Cabaret while me live in Butuan City with my grandmother and my cousin. The reason they live in Cabaret because my father was assigned to work as a security guard. My father would visit and give me money when I ran out of allowance. My grandmother took care of me because my parents were not with me. My parents once said, "Dito ra kay eskwela sa Kabadbaran kay nami makaatiman sa imo." So, when I was in my second grade, I wasn't able to finish my study in Ambagos Elementary School because my father wants me to transfer in another school. Since I was transferred in Kabadbaran, I became less interested in studying. I was ashamed, scared of making friends, and became lonely. We used to cutting classes with my little brother, and there was a time that I sitting alone on the shore, and my parents were anxious and worried about me. They were looking everywhere for me. After that happened, I still did not obey my parents. Even though I knew they would be angry and worried, but I still went to the shore. I almost got drowned in the water when I tried to swim alone. And after all that happened, I've come to realize that I need to obey my parents because they loved and protected me.
When I was 8 years old, I experienced the most tragic happenings in my life. On March 10, 2010, I was in third grade that time. It was me, my brother, and my mom that was in our house. Our mom told us to take a nap in the afternoon, and when we were about to take a nap, one of our neighbors shouted that there was a sunog, and that's when my mom rushed to pack all of our things. Me and my brother helped our mom. We took something that's important for us and we rushed around outside our house. My father came, but it's too late. The fire was huge, and I just sit far from our home and watch it as the huge fire burned it into ash. After that incident, we came back to the place where our house was standing, and it was all turned into ash. My parents decided to make a small house for us to shelter temporarily. And that's when my phobia started. I was afraid of fire that time, and until now, I still get afraid when I hear the sound of a rushing fire truck. I was afraid when I saw that there was something or some house that was burned by a huge fire. Until now, for me, that was the most tragic happenings that I've experienced when I was young. That's all. Thank you.
I will share some of the best yet painful event in my life. Having a complete family is a blessing from God and child dreams. There's always a happy and sorrow moments we've encountered. My family are so amazing. We're full of we're full of joy, happiness, even though a lot of problems we're facing, we will still manage to smile and solve it together. I have one brother and four sisters. Living with them is a blessing. But the most shocking and tragic event happened to our family is too painful that until now I and my family wasn't totally healed. On February 4, 2015, my brother committed suicide. And I was like, what just happened? I lost my sense at the moment. All I can do is to cry and be numb. We don't have some money to give him the burial we want, and he understands that we're so short in budget, and he is far from us. He is far from his home. The next day, my relatives came. We're so thankful because they pay some of the expenses. My one uncle used to play lotto or lottery like sortress, yeah, and he whispered in the air, Kuya John's, guide me and these numbers I shade to win so we can come to see you in the last time. But luckily he won and they came. We know that my brother won totally in peace because he wanted to see his son nor to be there in his burial. In his last day, there's so many people came, including his friends and workmates, doing funeral service. I was wondering why did he would do that? Why he didn't share his problems with us? He was the only brother we have and he's the best. It's been 5 years we let him go. Yet we're not totally okay what happened to him. Until now, the pain is still here. But he will be always in our hearts, like he is still alive. How I wish you're still here, my Kuya Johns. Yeah. I will always pray for you, Kuya. Please watch us. May you be in peace, my dear Kuya Johns. I love you, we love you, and we miss you. That would be all. Thank you.
There are a lot of moments and memories that happen in my life, but unfortunately, I can't remember all of it. So I expect that I can only state the memories that really stuck in my head for a long time now. So when I was in grade 10, our school came up with the idea of having a cheer dance performance only for grade 10 students. So after our teacher informed that event to us, we planned to practice for it. We practiced a lot. We did our best and gave our energy. We also had a fight because of misunderstandings. We laughed, we were tired, but we continued until the end. But overall, it was an amazing and one of the most unforgettable moments that we had. When the event started in our school, we get to perform at 2 o'clock p.m. So fast forward, when we were performing at the covered court, students cheered for us and we were really amazed by our synchronized performance. We were so cheerful at the time. I can say that among all of the performers who already performed, ours had the most cheers from the audience, so it was really a nerve-wracking performance, and I was really nervous thinking about what if I make mistakes, etc. But we didn't make mistakes though. We continued performing and dancing. But suddenly, in the middle of our performance, the music stopped. We stopped too. We were shocked and so confused, only to know that we need to limit ourselves in performing for our own safety. They said we are already disqualified. And then, most of us get worried, some were mad, some of us cried at the time. I really can't get over about this, and I think this is the most unforgettable moments I've ever had with my former classmates and friends, and one of the most embarrassing moments in my high school life ever.
When I was in grade 7, our teacher gives us a activity, and it is a variety show. So in that activity, we are going to showcase our hidden talents, and I am assigned in singing. I'm a little bit scared at time because I know to myself that I am not good in singing, but someone motivates me to sing a song, and he helps me to conquer it. So they select a hard song for me to sing, and I can't do it on my own, so I requested that maybe I can have a partner in singing that song. They agreed my request and partnered me to someone who can reach a high notes. So yes, we are practicing every day. Like every student in our class practiced every day. When the variety show day came, we agreed that we will do our best to make it the best that we can. And after we perform, our teacher gives us a big round of applause, and he said that we are good in singing and we must do it in the future. So that's one of my unforgettable experience and memories way back in junior high school. That's all.
Hi everyone. My greatest responsibilities is to love myself and to know that my life is enough. To improving is to embracing my challenges in life as an opportunity to have self-transformation. Life is not absolutely life without challenges. I will introduce myself as a challenger who encounters a lot of problems and obstacles. I live and raised in a simple family without ostentation, and I'm feeling comfortable. I am Roxanne Luciano, who stands with determination and motivation and who works hard for self-studies and for my family. Since 3 years old, I'm experienced Christmas caroling and looking plastics to earn money. Yes, it's really hard, but I will do anything for myself and to know better what life is. I was 17 years old, working hard in Iloilo City for just 3 months because my boss are too abusive. I went back home for 6 months and looking for a job. But when the opportunities comes, I went in Manila. It's a lot of struggling in Manila. Therefore, I stopped education and focused on my work. After 1 year in Manila, I went back in my home and encouraged myself to educations. I realized that educating is ourselves and having certificate professions is mainly the best thing to work. Now I am proud self to supporting students, making things as possible and making problems that have solution. No matter how hard your life is believe in yourself. If you born for it is not your mistake, but if you die for it's your mistake.
An encounter that changes my life. The moment I cannot forget in my life was the time I first know and accept Jesus in my life. That time I was 13 years old, the year of knowing all the truth. We have activity in our church, we call it encounter, and many activities we did that time, confessing, asking forgiveness, and reconciling to God. I cannot forget that I shouted and cried telling to Jesus that, Lord, thank you for your unfailing love and wide open arms with so much love. And then I cried so much. I'm kneeling my knees and bowed down my head and telling all my sins that I did before I know him. Asking forgiveness and saying, thank you, Lord. I know you are working on me right now, your Holy Spirit. As the years passed by, I continued to serve him and always joining church activities and part of our music ministry. I know that life wasn't perfect, and yes, I still make mistakes and sins. But his unfailing love was always there to remind me to go back to the right path. My life since I know him was full of surprises, miracles, and problems. We know that problems will always still be there because we are still here in a world full of temptations and sins. But through our mistakes and hardships in life, that would us make more mature and grow spiritually. As long as we are still here in the world, we can still make mistakes and sin, but we are trying to be good and continue following what God says to us.
When I was young, I experienced many things in life, such as bullying and family problems. So I used to be alone in life. When I had a problem in life, I just went through laughter and playing basketball to get rid of the problems in my life. Unfortunately, when I was playing basketball, I shot a ball in a ring and stepped on my other foot and broke my leg. So I went home to be treated, and then when my mother found out what happened to you, I said nothing was scratched, just my hand. Because when I tell the truth, my mother will scold me even more so. I am thankful the next day, I suddenly lost the pain in my foot and I told myself that I should take care of myself because the future of my life depends.
My memory is about basketball. Something that tells a lot about me will be basketball. I love to play basketball and I have been played it since I was 6 years old until now. I have so many bad, happy, and embarrassing experience on the court while playing and or practicing. If the one who trained and support me is my dad. And I totally remember it when I was 7 is that me and my dad love practice together at the park. And that is my most happy moment when playing basketball with him. I thought that basketball is easy, but yeah, obviously, it's hard. However, even though it's hard, I continuously played and trained it. I remember when I was young boy, many of my relatives and neighbors told me that this would be my passion and said yes, it is. And as I growing, I trained and played. I played in school when there is a basketball activities. And also, I like to play basketball in the barangay, or what we call liga. My most profound memory from playing basketball was in the fifth grade. During the basketball season, my team was 8-1. We were tied with another team for first place, and our last game was Agents Day. We were playing in St. Joseph Imperial. Since we were in 5th grade, the score wasn't too high, but we played our heart, and the end of the final score, the game was 54-52. We lost, but I realized that it's okay to be lost in game, because we will never be a good player if we don't accept.
Hi everyone, my name is Jade Lawrence Kinaadman, 18 years old, from Humanities and Social Sciences. I have a friend that's super kind and funny, and his name is Kim. He is my favorite friend. We spent a lot of time, like where we go and bonding together. When I joining a pageant or Miss Gay in our barangay, he is always there to support me. He always told me that whatever the outcome or the result, just fight. At least you give your best. This is the advice of Kim that I cannot forget, and I become as a first runner-up on that time. When the virus spread in our country, we faced a lot of different problems. But me and Kim were always together. He just lived in his auntie, which was our neighbor. We always meet. The moment we meet, we always dancing on TikTok. We also talk about our men who became boyfriend. When I have a problem, he is always there to give me advice. When I need help, he is also there immediately for me. I do not regret myself that he became my best friend because he is the only one who gives fun to other people, making them laugh, and also he's a strong person. He is a good example to us to be an inspiration to others. We were planning to go to the beach at my dad's place on Bolihon Carmen. We are so happy and excited. We are already preparing outfit on our pictorial because we always do the Photoshop when we are not doing anything in our house. But when the time came for us to go, he suddenly got acute ulcer. When I heard about his condition, I quickly went to them and I immediately bought a medicine to him. I want to help him, but how? I always talk to myself on what way that I can help for Kim. It's hurt that I cannot do nothing to help my best friend. I kept coming to my daddy's place. When I was there, Kim called on the phone, and I greeted him about his condition. He said, I'm fine, her Jade. Don't worry about me. I also said, get Wilson Kim. He will still come here in house of my Lola, at the same time crying. When I got home in Butuan, he endured the pain of his stomach even more. I always tell him that, don't give up, Kim. I'm just here always with your family and friends. I always say that to him, for more strong and to fight his illness. On the second day, he immediately went to the hospital because Kim said he could no longer handle his illness. I was very sad because of Kim's condition. You can really see in his two eyes that he can no longer, but Kim is still fighting because he wants to live. When he was in the hospital, he called me again through video call, but that is the last to talk with him. And he sent me on the messenger his picture, the last pic, and he said, I'm fine, Jade. I can come with you soon. I cried a lot with mixed joy. But the next day, when I heard that Kim was dead, I cried a lot, and I quickly went to the funeral to see Kim and hug. I cried so much when I saw him. I could not believe that he was gone. In the last vigil, I dancing with him. With his disappearance has become quiet. I have no one to talk to, but Kim has always been in my heart, every day. We do not really know when God will take us. I love you and I miss you, Kim. Thank you for everything and for being a good friend to me.
I have many memories that I never forget since I was in high school. I've been an athlete in our school. That time, it was intramurals in our school, so I decided to join and try out basketball. Then, I got it. So, I started training every day after school. Then, when the time that the game has started, I was enjoy the play. Then, I did not expect the accident that happened to me. My elbow got fractured. I will never forget that pain. My coach and my teammates took me to the clinic, and also my parents. But after that, I did not stop playing basketball until now, and my parents always support me.
This memoir is all about how important to obey your parents. When I was 13 years old, my mom decided to go in Sikihar for a 3 days vacation. I felt so excited. I can't wait because it's my very first time to travel and to take a plane. Few hours passed. Finally, we have reached our destination. In our first day, it's full of happiness and enjoyment because of the different explosions of the resorts and beautiful environment, fresh air, nice view, and delicious foods. Second day, in the morning, I asked my mom that I want to go to the beach and swim in the sea. But she said that I will wait her until she will finish doing her paperwork. Time has passed. I feel asleep. When I woke up, it's already 12 a.m. But still, she not done. And I asked her again, to go to the beach, but her response is the same. I will wait her until she's done. I feel bored and I think it's not a vacation, maybe it's a work, but in the beginning she said that it was a vacation. I felt so angry. So what I did, I came to the beach alone. In the beach, I collect some shells. But in the water, I saw a jellyfish. So I go to the water and catch them. But I didn't notice that I am far away. But the water level is still at my waist. When I got two jellyfish, I came back, but I can't because I don't know what's happening. Little by little, the water rising. I can't move. I'm so scared. There no one here. It's only me. I don't know how to swim. I cried. I shouted for help, but no one can hear me. I drink a lot of water and I'm tired. Then I didn't know what happened next. I woke up then I saw my mom crying and I remember what happened. I can't stop myself. I cried too. If I had just been obedient, that would not be happened.
When I was 15 years old, my auntie brought me together with my cousin in Camiguin Island. I was so excited at that time because it is my first time to go out together with my cousin, but I am also nervous because it is my first time too to go out without my parents. We've been into different spots in Camiguin Island, which is the White Island where you can see the whole beautiful island of Camiguin. We've been into different springs too, which is the Cold Spring, Hot Spring, and Soda Spring. We watched the giant plums too, and we did some road trips.
So, when I was 6 years old, my mom taught me a memory verse, Ephesians 6:1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. So, that time, she explained me how important to obey our parents. Until now, that's my one favorite verse because for me, that verse is very special. Second that I can't forget in my life is when I was in Bukidnon with my ate and her family way back 2018 December. I can't remember the exact date, but here we go. So, we're going to the Rizano that time and buy something that we need. After my ate get her wants to buy, she asked me to pay what we bought. The line is so high and I need to wait before my turn. So two people before me, I felt so heavy. Then I called my ate to help me because I can't breathe, but before she came, I was fainting. And I don't know what happened of me next because when I woke up, I was in the clinic of Rizano Mall. I'm laying. The nurse gave me hot water and I drink it. After that, we thought I'm fine, but the way I eat meal, I always vomiting. My ate is scared and panic. She decided to go to the hospital and check up on me. The doctor said, I'm anemic, stressed, that's why I'm fainting that time. That's my first time in my life. So lastly, the moment that I will always treasure in my whole life, the bonding of my family and their love, that no one can replace it. And this is all my happy and my experience that I never forget.
Back when I was a grade 9 student, it was our Science Month celebration. That day there is an event or pageant. The participants wear a recyclable and indigenous attire. So our teacher asked who wants to join, but no one answered. So he decided to just go through the voting process. I didn't seem any care about that, but I was shocked when my friend said my name. I really prayed that no one will vote for me, but they all raised their hands and I won. I really forced my teacher not to let me join, but he disagreed, so I did nothing. So the day has come for the pageant to start. I was really nervous that day because it was my first time to join. If I could just back out, but I did not. So the most embarrassing moment that I have ever done has already started. So we walked to the stage and I didn't know that my heels had caught the extension wire. So when I started to walk, it was carried and pulled out into the outlet. So the song stopped and I almost stumbled. I really embarrassed and I felt like I wanted to go home, but they stopped me. But even so it happened, I was really still happy on that day because I won the best indigenous attire. So, and that's where my unforgettable experience ended.
I remember myself on the day that I almost waking up earlier, that I was about embracing the shining rays of the morning, stitching up myself like, ah, then running to the bathroom and feels the cold spring of water. Oh, so cold. After taking a bath, I usually smelling the sweet aroma of my coffee. Tastes good. When suddenly my mom and dad arguing that moment and almost shouting in front of us. That was so disgusting. And I hate that. We don't have enough money to help them, Ma. Why you shouldn't see yourself being thrown of that unless there was someone else who also help us in times of needing. Pa, they need our help. Trust me, just once. I hate my mom crying, and I felt mad at them. The next day, I saw again my mom and dad. They look different from yesterday. They're so sweet, and even they look like happy. That tempted me to chase them and ask them what was all about the argument yesterday. Mom, Dad, they answered. They just both smiled. Darling, it was just a misunderstanding, but sorry for what we've done. Wrong thing. And the important is we should still love and take good care of each other. Like us, am I right, Dad? Of course. Even the other people. Well, it's not wrong to help others. Even sometimes we are almost sacrificing ourselves just to save them. But think deeply, darling. Your mom taught me and everything. That's why I love her. And you too. Mom and Dad both kissed me. In that moment, I was in the middle of being a philosopher, asking myself, what a great power of love brings us. It almost gave a big change. That was almost a significant memory of my life.
This happened in my 9th grade when school break is coming and getting ready for 10th grade. Our advisor was giving us clues that tells us who are the honor students in our section and who are not. He told us that there were only 2 boys and 1 girl who didn't achieve the required GPA in order to become an honor student. Then he spilled who the boys were. Fortunately, my name wasn't mentioned at all. At that moment, I was expecting I was one of the honor students in our class. I was extremely happy and can't wait to tell my mother about my achievement. The next day, our advisor posted a list of honor roll for all of us to be aware and get ready for the recognition ceremony. I looked at my name and unfortunately, I wasn't one of the honor students. I didn't get the final cut as my GPA was lower than the said requirement. I got weak. The pain I felt was trying to make me collapse. I was annoyed, angry, and very much disappointed in my advisor. I wanted to cry it all so bad. I want to reach out and curse him for making me expect. I was trying to show it to my friends that I'm fine, even though obviously I wasn't. My friend accompanied me going to our school gate and told me that she would definitely cry if she was in my shoe. My tears are definitely about to fall. I wanted to slap my friend for making me wanted to cry more and more. After that, I got home and go straight right after to my room. I didn't cry because I can't. Because of the pain, I felt so tired and it made me fall asleep. Later on, my mother told me that my friends came to visit since they knew what happened. My other friend told me her same experience. She gave me advices and comforted me. Then we go out to the room right after. My friends were planning where to go to make me feel better. They decided to go to our classmates' farm for me to feel the ambience of the place and eat delicious foods. So we went to the farm and that's what we've planned to do. The things that happened in there was way better than what I've expected to happen. We took a lot of fun challenges in our way to my classmates' farm. We took pictures and play at the swing. We made lamao and cooked pancit canton. I enjoyed so much because of them. After that, I felt better. Not fine, but way better than before. The pain was still there, but the happiness outweighs it all.
Family is the most valuable things we could have and share our precious time with. So having my mother deciding to go to abroad for our sake is so sad for me. But my most memorable moment of my life is that time when I was 13 years old and my mother went home from abroad and give us many toys and chocolate that we play and eat fast. And that time my mother decided to treat us all with the whole family to go to Greenwich and eat pizza until we're full and watch cine movie. And she gave us a lot of money we could spend to play in Tom's World. So me and my brother rush and play to Tom's World together and gather many tickets that we exchange into toys. 1 minute ra, 1 gicha. And what makes it more memorable is that I almost got hit by a car. That time I was running for fun and I didn't notice the car. Luckily, my mother pulled me before the car hits me. And the driver of the car is angrily telling us to keep us safe. That's all. Thank you.
Right now, we were talking about my story.
my one and greatest experiences that very memorable for me. I have many experiences that we make it together with my family, friends, and loved ones, like swimming, camping, movie marathon, playing, dancing, singing, etc. etc. But there is one experiences that I will never forget, and this is the most beautiful experience that is very memorable for me. When we go to in Surigao, which means Britannia, I feel so happy and excited when I hear that word Britannia. They planning that we will go in Britannia and relax there. Yes, my dream will come true. After that, I can't imagine that this is happening to my life. When I see the Britannia, I can't explain the happiness inside of my heart, because Britannia is very beautiful places, beautiful beach, and the water is very blue. I see many fish and the starfish, and I'm so very happy for this day. I'm so happy for this day. After that, me and my sister is playing volleyball, my brother and mother also. If I see my family happy, I'm more than happy for them. This is the best day for the bonding together with my family. I'm so thankful for this day because God answering my prayer. Thank you for listening. That's all, and thank you.
My name is Julian, and I almost got killed. I was grade 6 when that happened. That time, our class is whole day, and our lunch break is 12 to 1 p.m. So we have 1 hour in our lunch break. My room is close to the wall, so you can see outside on the campus. And I have 2 best friends, and I forgot their names, sorry. Every lunch break, we go to my classmate's house. We only talk 10 minutes to it, so the rest of our time is we play video games, and that's actually every day. And the time happened when me and my friends going back to school. There is an ugly dog that want us dead, so they just ran away and left me. So what I do is I sneak on the motorcycle, and then 2 ugly dudes just show up and said, "Na kay kwarta." But I don't have money that time, and I'm so scared. But I said I don't have money, and then they said that they're gonna kill me. So I shout, "Ma'am, tabang!" Then my teacher heard me because my room is at the back. Then thankfully my friend has a big brother, and he heard me that I'm scared, so he saved me, and then he punched those dudes, and then I got run away. And then that's all what happened when I was grade 6, and I will never forget that horrible thing happened to my life. Thank you.
I always remember those times that our whole family gathered as one. It was the 30th of December last 2 years ago. I always imagine how grateful I am to have a wonderful family. Despite of the challenges and the battles we had faced, we're still staying strong, facing the needs of life. I can't forget how I felt that day. It was lit, a bliss. It feels like a window crack with chills inside, an excitement that filled with joy and love. That is not just the best among the rest, but that certain memory of mine is more than significant. Everything we had done is filled with love. We talk, laugh together, throwing funny jokes, tell some sort of stories. I can fully express my happiness on that day because I was too occupied with the overflowing love I had inside. We even played and sang our family song. I can't hide my tears when I remember that. It's always beyond grateful, and I am always lucky to have a significant memory to remember.
One day, in a fresh and sunny morning, the alarm clock is ringing and it's so very noisy. I noticed that I'm already late. That's why I say, "Oh no!" I came to the school and the flag ceremony is already starting. That's why I run so very, very fast. And it's so very bad because I accidentally slipped on the floor. All my classmates and teachers are laughing at me. I feel so shy. That's why I cry and cry. I go back home to refresh. It's really a disaster for me because it's my first time. But I realize it's nothing to be ashamed. And in the next morning, I go to school and acting like there is nothing happened.
The memory I will never forget was when we went on a vacation 2 years ago with my family because we traveled to different places or destinations like Tagaytay, Quezon City, and Makati City. I was very amazed at the places there because the buildings are very tall and big. I was very excited at that time because we went to the one of the famous mall in the Philippines, which is the Mall of Asia. It is very big, and because it is so big, we didn't have the chance to tour all around the mall. Although we tried ice skating at SM, and ice skating is so hard because it is my first time to try it, and it is hard to control my body at first, and I even stumbled a few times, but then lately, I slowly got it. And we also went to the ocean park, and there we see different kinds of animals, and it was my first time to see a big shark. And we watched as well the live performance of the sea lion. They are so cute and adorable. And the next place we visit is one of the popular destinations of the Philippines, which is the Intramuros. The place is very beautiful, and it is amazing because It is a historical place, and there we saw the statue of our hero Dr. Rizal. And lastly, we went to Star City, and I was happy because we got there before the accident happened last year, which the Star City burned down. And that time, I enjoyed so much as I ride various rides and I eat delicious foods. I will never forget that memory and experience because it's my first time to get to those places and it was fun vacation and it's super worth it. I hope that will happen again and I wish I can go there once more with my family someday and visit again those wonderful places.
Memories are the things that we look back as we grow older and older, because memories are the timeless treasures of our hearts. These memories remind us of how stupid, sad, happy, and strong we are back then. We all have great memories in our closet, and this is one of the greatest memory I have in my closet. It was 4th of April 2019. This is my completion day, the end of my junior high school life. I must admit that my junior high school days was the best experience I ever experienced. I was able to have heartbreaks, catfights, and meet amazing people. Due to it our last day as junior high students, me and my classmate have decided to have an after party at our classroom president's house at 6 p.m. We did a lot of things, like spin the bottle, and the consequence will be truth or dare. We also did a heart-to-heart talk. We talked about our goals and dreams in life, most especially the happiest part of all, the karaoke, that made the neighbors around us screaming for us to stop because basically they can't bear to listen to our beautiful voices. But it didn't stop us. We lasted until 2 a.m. just singing. Then after those crazy things we did, decided to have a sleepover instead. But a sleepover turned into a crying session because of the realization that we will never be the same again. We can never do the same thing we used to. Due to the crying moments, it ended up as not able to sleep and just do storytelling instead. Until we decided to go home and rest at 5 a.m. in the morning. But before we end up to our different path, we made a promise to always bond and be together despite the very busy schedule. And luckily, we never broke that promise. We always bond, especially this pandemic, because we realize how blessed we are to have each other's back, and I will always be grateful for that. And that was my greatest memories I have, and that would be all. Thank you.